Hello, good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are out there in the world. The international audience that watch Global Media Europe. I'm sitting down this afternoon in Akpabio State, Uyo, with a star. Yes, and it's Patience Christopher. We went through this before we sat down. Patience Christopher Ibanga Akpabio. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good, wonderful. Let me just give you a background of this lady. You've seen the album. The album shot just before we started this program. She just came out with her first album titled Right on Time, and she launched it, when was that?
November 14th.
November the 14th, 2009, and that was here in New York.
Right.
Okay, and we had a huge crowd at the Hotel Le Méridien. It was a wonderful show. In fact, I was browsing the internet. I think I was on YouTube when I saw something by, I think it was African Magic. Mm-hmm. She had an interview with them. There were about, you won't believe it, there were about 16 screens on her, and I watched everything because I was so interested. I was like, wow, Akpabio State now have a star. Yeah. And I tell you something, she's from the diaspora, and so those of you out there in the diaspora who've been wondering and asking, are we making an impact? We are. This is the impact we're making. Patience, it's so nice to be with you here.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking you, I mean, I know there's a time you and your husband were in the US, and then I know you came back here and then you went back to the US. I mean, is it like you've got two homes?
Oh yeah, definitely do. I'm running two homes basically, you know.
Okay.
I spend sometimes here in Nigeria, spend sometimes back in the US. Akpabio is just going to take you to YouTube or my website to watch it. Sure. Or you could just go on YouTube and just search Pat Akpabio. The videos are just going to come out.
Excellent. Now, something struck me. Your videos are just incredible. Your musical videos are just amazing. Where did you do those videos?
I shot all of them in the US, Atlanta. I shot them in Atlanta.
You put them all together in Atlanta? In
Atlanta, but I flew in the people from LA, from everywhere. They just came in. Alma Dave has produced, he's a blockbuster producer called Call Baby Blues. So he came in, he was one of the directors with Eve. Eve stays in Atlanta but works all over the place. And we got people, everybody just came in, and basically people who have expertise in shooting. They came in. Coincidentally, Eve and I went to the same school, Georgia State University, but he graduated before I did. So
that also cost you quite a bit.
It
did. About flying people from all over the world to shoot a video.
It did. But you know what? The good thing about ministry, which I want to say that I am one of the few that are truly blessed to have people sponsoring my ministry, you know, people who are really interested in Akpabio's vision, not for anything, not just for the sheer interest in what I'm doing, you know, because, you know, before I actually went into album production, I did a lot of, you know, singing here and singing there and all that. So by the time I said, you know what, I really want to go do an album, people were like, what, you want to go for it? Are you serious for real? Okay, yeah, count me in, I'm going to do it. I have people sponsoring me from Europe, you know, like, yeah, giving me money in euros, like, you know what, go for it, girl, I know you're going to do it.
Why don't you get in touch with me? I can also...
Hey, man, yo, it's not too late, you know, I'm still receiving, you know. Hey, you could sow into my foundation.
I love to. Now, Pat, your family, you've also got another side. I mean, your husband is in politics.
Right.
How do you kind of put the two together? I mean, music, politics. I mean, how do you guys do it? You know, because I know he's a very busy man, and I'm talking about Ibanga Akpabio, the secretary of the PDP here in Akpabio State. How do you guys do all this?
The Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So the joy of the Lord is my strength. Everything that we do is just basically God. And you know, we have this strong family network. We believe in each other's vision so much, you know. We basically kind of support each other in whatever we're doing. If you look at it, my husband might not be in the music scene, but he's supporting everything behind the scene. And I am into politics, you know, from the social, political angle of it, you know.
Now, tell me, because I know I met you 2 years ago, and you had a lot of ideas about how to help in area of welfare and all that.
Right.
So,
I'm in ADV, Akpabio Democratic Voice, which is of course a social political organization here in Akwa Ibom State. Of course, we are also in the diaspora everywhere you could think of.
Okay.
And I'm the chairman board of trustees of ADV.
Seriously.
Right. You know, also basically giving a voice to the governance of Gospel Akpabio.
Okay.
You know, showing that actually it doesn't really matter where you come from.
Sure.
You know, you could actually make a change in your state.
Definitely.
And that's what Gospel Akpabio has been doing. He's a man that has changed the Oro nation, affected everybody else, the Ibibios, everything you could ever think. Minority, majority, gospel really doesn't care. So that's where ADV comes in and giving a voice and telling people, look, this guy's gospel is really performing, he's doing something.
Excellent. Now, when I met you in your hospital, well, when I bumped into you in the hospital at Hotel Le Méridien, which was about 2 weeks ago, which has resulted in this interview, you said something, and I said, boy, this lady is more than crazy. You said that when Oprah Winfrey resigns,
yes.
Is it this year or next year?
Next year.
When Oprah Winfrey resigns next year, Patience Christopher Akpabio is taking over.
That's right.
Now, can you tell the international audience what you meant by that?
Well, you know, Oprah is a big icon. You know, in terms of the African American community and the world at large. And she has so impacted the world positively, being there, you know, touching lives in so many different ways. And I'm looking at, okay, she's going to retire very soon, and who takes over? You know? So it's just coming in. I'm not trying to be the next Oprah Winfrey, because you cannot be Oprah Winfrey. She is just in a world and a class of her own. But just carving out a niche out for myself and coming out from the continent of Africa, you know, and also being big and affecting life, that people want to know, who is this woman? Where did she come from? You know, people being interested in Africa. And like I said, my talk show is going to be called Changing Minds and Changing Attitude. That we could actually change the minds of people about the way you perceive Africans. You know, we understand that one bad apple spoils everybody else. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at the bunch, you could still pick out the good ones and stuff like that. So that's why I'm coming up with changing minds and changing attitudes.
So the show is going to be called the Akpabio Talk Show.
Changing minds.
Changing minds. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Where are you thinking will be the base of this phenomenon?
What do you think? You know, Gospel Akpabio is making Akwa Ibom State a destination. He's making it the promised land for real. So I want to be beaming live from Akwa Ibom State to the world and